What is up, my fellow musicians? Today we are talking about backdrops and how to make them as cheap as possible and making them yourself in Adobe package. I am usually doing it and I highly recommend this for anyone, making it in Adobe Illustrator, because Adobe Illustrator works with what we call vector graphics, and vector graphics works without pixels. And what that means is that you can scale your pictures, you can scale them down without them losing quality. You really want that type of quality when you're actually working with backdrops. And a backdrop is what you have behind you when you're playing shows. You can have them behind you doing Q's and A's. You can have them wherever you want, really. It's kind of like a big commercial for you and for your name, but usually musicians use them as a big commercial for their brand and their name and their whatever they have while playing live. So today I am gonna make my own backdrop because I have a show coming up and I really want to advertise my name out there as good as possible. I kind of want to make it with you guys. Usually we have one of these backdrop size guides, and it comes in all shapes and sizes depending on what kind of event you're going to or what kind of thing you're advertising and where you want it to be placed at. But having it for a live show, and especially where if you're like an artist like me who is not really that established on the like big stages, I'm not playing Rock and Ring just yet. So I have kind of scaled it down, and I am going for I'm working in European meters. We're working in meters, not in inches or feet here. We're working in meters, and I'm having it at 2.5 meters both width and height, making a square. And I kind of cheated a little bit because I'm gonna drag you into Adobe right now. Here we go. I have a few layers out here, as you can see that. And my bottom layer, I have worked on some sort of like artistical background, because and usually most people just have like, if you have like a color theme going on, I would highly suggest using that color theme as a marketing stuff. And my color theme is black and white, just to keep it simple. But usually black and white can be a little bit dull to look at, and it can fade away into the background playing shows. But let's see what we can do here. I started out with a background like this. And you can make these backgrounds yourselves. You can download them if you want from some sort of website, as long as they're royalty free. I downloaded some patterns here, but I actually made the lighting effects myself. And how you can do that's a whole other video you can find on YouTube. That's not really part of my business. But yeah, it's all vector graphic. I can try zooming in here. You can see there's no pixels. I am working without pixels here. So I can scale it up and I can scale it down, and it won't lose quality. So that's perfect. What we really want here is just having the name. I have my logo in both black and a white vector graphics. I would highly suggest making your logos in vector graphics as well, so you can scale it up and scale it down without losing quality. I have my logo here, as you can see, Kenio in white on this black background. And the reason I'm still like I said before, the reason I'm not doing all black is because it can kind of fade into the background a little bit, so it won't stand out as much. But yeah, remember, this looks like a small square on a screen, but it's really 2.5 meters. It's bigger than me, that's for sure. Just to add a little extra stuff on top of it, we can have, I usually have these splatter patterns. I only like, I'm a 2000 kid. I grew up with bands like Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit and Korn, and they all had these splatter effects on their stuff, and it kind of stuck with me. And so yeah, I'm bringing that back. But yeah, like keeping it simple and not overdoing it seems to be the right path for me. Like, I'm not like, if you want to have all kinds of graphics on your banner, that's for sure. Like, one big mistake I did once was actually making a banner from one of my artworks from a previous album, and that only worked with that one tour, because when you're like out with the next album, you have a banner that's only advertising for the previous one, and that's no good. Like, keeping it simple, like keeping it color themed, and having a banner that you can use universally, like from now till forever, will save you a lot of money. So yeah, how do you export this stuff when you're finally done doing them? But I highly suggest you can export it as an AI file. As AI stands for Adobe Illustrator file, so it's the project. And you should also export it as a, okay, here it is, as an AI and as a Adobe PDF file. A PDF file is readable when you're sending it off for someone to print this. Like, if you want to print this yourself, good luck, you can do that. But I would highly suggest finding someone who specializes in printing these type of stuff. So when you're ordering your banner, you have both the AI file and you have the PDF file, and you're sending that off to the company and ordering the size you want. And this is, remember, this is 2.5/2.5. So of course I'm ordering in that size. They also offer in what kind of quality you want it. I would highly suggest fabric, and fabric that you can use on outdoor scenarios. Some have the tendency of ordering in plastic, and I wouldn't do that, because if you get plastic home, and remember, this plastic is going probably when you're playing indoors, especially close to lights, and these lights gets really hot and really warm, and the plastic may burn. Just FYI. When you're ordering this stuff, they are actually asking you for eyes. And what they mean by eyes is these circular holes that you can have in each corner when you're tidying up your banner. And I would highly suggest having at least 4 or 5 eyes on both top and bottom. And remember how to have them in each corner, of course, so you can actually stretch it out. So yeah, let's go ahead and find a website that can order this stuff, and we'll check it out when it comes in the mail. Bam.
And here we go. They did say that some of the pattern print that I had put on would probably cause some issues with some grayscaling. So I did the decision of just keeping it black and with the spray effect. And of course the text, the logo is what's important, and of course the branding, like white on black. So here we have it. So let's see if we can put it up on stage, right? There you go. It looks freaking dope, man. Okay, how about we play a show? The only song you heard is dedicated. Gotta love to catch a positive focus. Have you heard of symbiose? Should give it a run. Give novels down, that's a sad one. He is crying, he is coming, he is fighting, he is rhyming, he is not much for fun. He's entitled out of rock to something gets shot. He's the living proof of what can happen when you're rocking the booth. His designs consequent, left his all behind. He's around the world with the words on his mind, with the words on his mind.